you'll sing a line and he'll sing it back, and he's singing it different, and he's saying different words but they're just better. Hey, I'm Darius Rucker, and this is Billboard News.
Hey, it's Tetris Kelly with Billboard News, hanging out with Darius Rucker. How's it going?
I'm good, Tetris. How you, man?
I cannot complain.
Hey, mama, rock me, the woman I love laying in my bed, and it's alright. Don't think about it. Don't think I don't have regrets.
We got to talk about this new music. So Carolyn's Boy is out on October 6th. 6 years since your last release.
Yeah.
So why now? What has taken 6 years?
When the pandemic hit and everything, it slowed everything down. But it also made it to where, there was no rush for the record, so I took my time. I think it's time for it to come out.
And then, of course, Carolyn's Boy, obviously referencing your mom. So what was it like to name the album after her?
It was during the pandemic and everything. We were writing the record, and I was having a bad day. And I just remember, I just said to myself, at the end of the day, I'm just my mama's boy. And so I decided I was going to name it Carolyn's Boy after that. And it was just, she was such a big influence on me, and she was so important in my life. And, it was time for me to do something special like that.
Well, that's really touching to me. I lost my mom at a young age as well, and people call me Trisha's son.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely understand when you're just the son.
Yep. Absolutely.
And it's one thing that I think about is like, what experience did I go through that I'm like, oh, I wish she had seen that.
Yeah.
So what's a career accomplishment that you wish you could show Carolyn?
Oh, I wish she could have seen me win, my first Grammy. That's something I wish she could have seen. I mean, we used to watch the Grammys as a family when I was a kid, and that was a moment that really hit me when we won that first Grammy, just thinking, God, I wish my mom was here to see this.
No one believed in me as much as mama.
You did a track with Ed Sheeran, Sarah. So how was it to work with Ed?
I flew over to England to write with him, and that kid is such an amazing songwriter and such a really good guy and good human being. And I was honored to work with him, and he's something special.
Well, when you get in the studio with somebody that's a great songwriter like that, is it like competitive, or are you like, we're just gonna work together? But you're like, these skills are up here,
It's a work together thing, but it's amazing. Like you'll say a line or you'll sing a line, and he'll sing it back, and he's singing it different, and he's saying different words but they're just better. And so you go with that, and it was a great experience. I hope I get to write with that again. He's awesome.
Everything's happening with country music right now. We got to talk about that. Obviously, we've had multiple weeks on our Hot 100 where the top 3 songs were all country music.
Yeah.
From Jason Aldean, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen. What are your thoughts on like country music's rise right now?
Country music is taking over. It's for me. I think it's great to see. It's to have the top 3 spots in the Hot 100 and all the touring everybody's doing and doing well out there. It's great to see country is not rock's little sister anymore. Country's standing up for itself and on its own, and I love being a part of it. You see a lot of great things happening in country music from those guys doing that, and then you see all these African American artists getting record deals and stuff like that. So it's country seems to be moving on up.
So you mentioned being a black country singer. So with artists like Kane Brown, Breland, how has that journey been for you?
It's been awesome and crazy. When I first came to Nashville, I didn't even think I'd get a record deal. And then we did, and we go on a radio tour, and there were people saying, that they didn't think the audience would ever accept a black country singer. And, we proved them all wrong, and, my success turned into, Kane and all those other guys getting a shot and blowing it up, and I love it. I love watching it. Chapel Hart, all these great groups that are coming out right now, and I love it.
History in the making.
And obviously I'm a millennial, so I came, from the Hootie and the Blowfish days. And what was it like to switch genres a little bit? Because I've never heard you talk about that, like being rock and then now all of a sudden all being country. What made you do that transition?
I always wanted to make a country record. I've been saying it for years, and I was like, all right, let's go see what happens. I didn't think I'd get a deal, and I did, and we went in and made that first record and had 3 number 1s off it, and that changed everything. That was, now let's do it again and do it again and do it again. And it was different because the genres are so different, but country music, especially the artists, are just so welcoming. Like rock and roll and pop is really, sometimes, a lot of times, there's a lot of people that they make it a competition. And it seems like for me in country music, everybody thinks there's room for all of us if you're good.
And speaking of Hootie, talk about a milestone. Next year will be 30 years since Crack Rear View. That's wild. So how do you feel 30 years later after that album coming out, and how are you guys going to celebrate?
Oh, I don't know how we're going to celebrate. We're still talking about what we're going to do if we're going to do anything next year. But it's amazing that record's been out for 30 years. It was such a huge thing for us. I mean, our whole lives, everything we have came from that record. I remember making it, and I'm just proud. I'm proud that it seems to stand the test of time.
And I mean, it was one of the best-selling debut albums ever. So did you guys know when you were kind of experiencing the hype of that album that like it would go down as such an iconic record?
Oh no, even when we were making it, the thing that was crazy and tough for us is while we were making it, grunge was so big and it was such everywhere. And we didn't know if there was room for this little pop rock band from South Carolina.
And now, decades later, how do you feel now? What do you have left to say as an artist?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to. I still think I got some good music in me, for people to listen to. But if that wasn't the case, I could walk away right now and be pretty happy.
Well, that's a good way to live, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you. Great talking to you, Tetris.